Welcome to RockTalkers! And remember, what the cops and the parents don't know can't hurt them. With your host...
Hi, I'm Tom Noble.
Hello, I'm Carrick Snyder.
Christopher Lowe. Brought to you by Pigwood.
About you, but I take comfort in that. It's good knowing he's out there, the dude, taking her easy for all us sinners.
Woo, buddy!
All right. What have you been listening to this week?
Carrick, I'll defer this one to you.
Okay, as you usually do. I have been listening to a steady helping of Coldplay, even though I didn't really want to. Okay, so I've been listening to Coldplay.
You know how I know you're gay?
Yeah.
You like Coldplay.
And I've actually been listening to a lot of Primus.
Really?
Shocker.
Hell yeah, dude.
Primus is pretty good. What brought that on? I'm just curious.
Well, not only is he a really good bass player, but I recall a conversation between my dad and his best friend when I was like 12, and his best friend was telling him, hey, you gotta check out this band Primus, because this guy rocks on the bass. Not a very good singer, but he rocks on the bass. And I was like, you know what? I never followed up on that lead when I was 12 years old. It's 12 years later. I should probably check this out. So I did. And you know what? Not a very good singer.
But man, does he slap that bass, dude.
Oh, slap with the bass, man.
Slapping the bass.
Slap with the bass.
Big time, big time.
Oh.
Tom,
Excellent.
I have been listening to the golden oldies, man. Shit from the 60s and 70s. For example, the Mamas and the Papas and whoever sang the all the leaves are brown. That song. Those guys.
The skies are gray.
And the skies are gray. Yes, I've been listening to
Yeah,
that.
I actually think that is the Mamas and the Papas.
Mm.
Good call.
How ironic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I've just been kind of going back to my roots, and this girl I've been hanging out with has been turning me on to slam poetry. Actually, it's actually a very interesting style of rhyme and writing. I would recommend it, and I'll shoot you guys some information on some well-known slam poets.
Slam poets.
That's not like hip hop, is it? Please, no.
Not at all, dude. It's someone up on a stage with a mic. Doing maybe 3-4 minutes of any topic from politics to love or
Oh, it's like beatniks.
yeah, it's like beatnik but without the douchebaggery.
Well, then it's not beatniks then, right?
Yeah, Tom, you're actually completely wrong. Thank you.
Wait, let me ask you this:
All right.
Is it like free verse poetry? Are they like rapping, hip hop? How does it work?
It's its own thing, man. It's hard to explain, dude.
It worked this time. It has to. I spent the better part of 19 hours crafting this mural on bedrock, and 3 full days before that, laying pavement, redirecting the winding desert road so it abruptly at the foot of my masterpiece, a rock wall painted to look like a tunnel, an optical illusion, a way out. But there is no way out of here. My name is Wile E. Coyote, and I am so fucking hungry, inexplicably stuck in this lifeless desert. My only companion, a mindless blue bird, whom I'm forever doomed to chase, to whom all laws of the universe bend, then break.
I've never heard anything like it, so it almost has the rhythm of rap, but without the shitty instrumentals.
Without the black people?
Oh,
Whoa.
Objection! Extremely racist!
Wait, you put 2 and 3 together there. I didn't say. I put the 2, you took the 3 that weren't meant to go together.
I just want to go ahead and reiterate that Pig Blimp is no way affiliated with racism.
Or Carrick Snyder.
Oh,
Just so
man.
you know.
What about you, Tom?
Yeah.
Tell us, what have you been listening to, you big bear, you?
You know, I kind of went back to throwbacks. I've been doing a lot of traveling this week, so I haven't had too much time to go out and listen to any new bands or anything. So I've been listening to my throwbacks of Modest Mouse and whatever's on my iPhone. So pretty much every Modest Mouse album and Pink Floyd.
Can I just ask you a question,
Bishop
Tom?
Allen. Yeah.
I don't really know anything about Modest Mouse. I've heard a couple songs. But just logically, can a mouse be modest?
I feel like every
Yes.
mouse is modest.
Yeah.
I don't really see too
Thank
many
you.
pretentious mice. Fuck
You
yeah,
know-
I'm gonna dominate this thing giving me
You know,
water
the
right now.
opposite of Modest Mouse is King Rat.
Are you trolling right now, or is that an actual band?
I'm not trolling, but it's not a band either. But it's
Oh, so
like
it's like a joke.
kind of. I'm being serious though too. It's like everything that Modest Mouse stands for is the opposite of a King Rat, dude. You think about that.
Right, I will think about that, Tom.
And then I also have been listening to Coldplay this week. But we'll get into that later when we do our album review.
Yeah, let's talk about a brand new game that we're gonna start out right now. First time
Dude, I like games.
we're gonna unveil it right now for the world and for ourselves too.
Hercules! Hercules!
All right, let's do it.
Lots of musicians, sweetie. Can you guess who I am?
Adam Lambert to James Hetfield.
I could be any of them.
And now for round of twits, bring it off the pot, where Tom and Gary go head to head to figure out who tweeted the tweet.
Round fucking one, gentlemen. I hope you guys brought your A game.
Oh,
Dude,
buddy.
I'm holding my lucky base right now.
I got my jock strap on.
Holding my lucky cock, dude. It's the only one I got. Alright. So, here we go. Numero uno. This tweet starts, "Damn, I can't find the words to explain how I feel about the Best New Artist Award. Don't want to say the wrong thing. Your options are Beyonce, Jay-Z, or Kanye West."
Oh, wait, I thought we were talking about musicians here.
Dude,
No.
Beyonce's a fabulous, good-looking woman, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I guess I really didn't
And
make.
she actually, I
really
don't know if
didn't-
you knew this, but she actually has little pieces of gold put into her lotion when she rubs it on her body, so she literally shines.
She gets whiter when she puts it on, like whiter and glows. She looks like a goldenrod. Good piece of.
I'm starting to
jewelry.
believe you may be a closet racist.
I'm a closet Beyonceist.
Alright, so let's start with Tom, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna say it's Beyonce.
Okay?
Beyonce.
Beyonce for Tom.
I'm okay. She has jitters about the new artist category, and was there something about I won't say why? Is that what the fucking end of that was?
Don't want to say the wrong thing.
Don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm gonna go with I would go with retard Kanye West, but he thrives on saying the wrong thing, so I'm gonna say Kanye.
It's his shtick, dude. That's his shtick.
Yeah, that's his gimmick. I'm gonna say Kanye West.
Okay,
He's a gay fish.
so round one, and the winner is Eric Snyder.
Come. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. So 1 point, Carrick, 0, Mr. Noble. That's right. It's like a car crash. Okay. Round 2. Fact. Everything you need to know about successful artists is laid out for you by Yoda in the Star Wars trilogy. And your options are Dave Grohl, Tori Amos, and Amanda Palmer.
I don't even know who Amanda Palmer is.
Who the fuck?
I think that's Arnold Palmer's daughter. if I'm not mistaken.
Her father makes a fabulous drink. That's all I can say. And plays a hell of a round of golf. Amanda.
Good old Arnold Palmer. Can never go wrong with that guy.
God, I love his tea so much.
Can I read this to you real quick? Amanda McKinnon Gaiman Palmer, sometimes known as Amanda fucking Palmer, is an American performer who first rose to prominence as the lead singer, pianist, and lyricist composer of the duo the Dresden Dolls. So it is.
Sounds like a feminist band, dude.
It might
Sounds
be.
hot.
It says she looks pretty hot. Can you see this right here? It says genres are alternative rock and punk cabaret.
Is that you, Tom?
Is that you, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right behind her, dude. Getting ready to rage rape her.
Who is?
Oh shit.
Okay, so we got Amanda Palmer, Dave Grohl, and Tori Amos. Is that what you said?
And yeah, Tori Amos, in the arms of the angel.
All I can
think
see
that's
is
her.
all I can see
No.
is scarred
No.
nipples right now.
No, that's Sarah McLachlan. My bad, dude. I don't know.
Okay, so, can you read the tweet again?
I will. Fact. Everything you need to know about successful artistry is laid out for you by Yoda in the Star Wars trilogy.
God, that's such a cool thing to say, and I know Dave Grohl is cool, but I don't think this was him. I'm gonna go with Tori Amos.
Come.
Alright, Tori Amos for Tom. Carrick, the floor is yours.
Shit. I'm gonna go for the red herring here. I think Dave Grohl's the red herring, and I'm gonna go for Dave Grohl.
You both lose. No points are awarded. After round 2, Carrick is standing as the winner with 1 point. Tom at 0.
Wait, you're telling me this crazy ass fucking feminist chick said that shit?
Yep.
Amanda Palmer,
Oh.
punk cabaret. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess
I
she's a
didn't think
closet
she-
Star
I didn't-
Wars nerd.
I didn't think she was that smart, but
Well,
I guess so.
I was blown away by the sexiness. The sexiness usually negates the Star Wars fanaticism. So
Her dildo probably looks like Yoda.
or C-3PO, dude.
Alright, round 3. I like to think that steam is just God trying to rapture my coffee. That's a good one. Alright. I like to think that steam is just God trying to rapture my coffee. Your options are...
Steam?
Yes. Steam.
Okay.
Okay. Your options are Colin Malloy, Weird Al Yankovic, and Chris Baio.
Chris Baio.
Is he related to Scott Baio?
Dude, I was thinking this was a typo when I was looking at it.
Oh, Chris Baio's from Vampire Weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
I wouldn't know, you guys. I'm a virgin when it comes to music. I need to get that cherry popped.
All right, the question is Chris Baio religious?
That's not really a religious statement. That's just trying to make a good joke. I
The
think.
rapture's kind of a religious term, though. It's like saying tabernacle. How many non-religious Jews do you know that say tabernacle?
But rapture also was a huge thing. Remember when that guy put billboards up in Los Angeles and he gave a date, May 21st, 2011. He said that's when the rapture was coming. He paid like $30,000 to put all these billboards up, and then boom.
You just made my point perfectly. That guy was a religious nutjob.
All right, moving on.
So,
moving on.
Oh, yeah.
Tom.
Chris Baio is a bass player, so that guy obviously isn't into religion, because I also am a bass player, and he's not an idiot.
And he plays a black Rickenbacker.
Yeah.
And he's a Wiccan, I've heard. He's into that.
No, he's not.
I'm going to confirm that, dude. I think he tweeted that once. He
Who
praying to-
are our other two choices?
It's Colin Malloy, Weird Al Yankovic, and Chris Baio.
Alright, I'm gonna go Colin McCloy.
McClure.
Yeah.
Colin Malloy?
Okay. All right, Garrick.
What is it? I gotta look up what Colin Malloy is from. Is this
Like,
one-
what the hell is a Colin Malloy?
Yeah. The Decemberists. Tom, have you ever heard of that band?
Oh yeah, I have. They're
Okay.
pretty good.
Okay, this guy looks like he.
Yeah, that
vocals
guy's
guitar.
totally. That guy has to be religious. Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with Colin Malloy
Okay.
also then.
And you're both right. 1 point for each.
Oh.
This game is getting good.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right.
I feel like a demon just came all over me. All right, here we go. Round 4. All right, and we have a @Twitter sign to begin the tweet. This is new. @GimmeNoise. I respect your criticism, but be fair. People enjoyed last night. I'm guessing you're gay, and my masculinity offended you? ? Well, fuck you! ! And your options are Big Boy, CeeLo Green, and Outkast.
Oh, wow. This is right up Tom's alley. Tom, please enlighten me on which rapper you think this is.
Well, I know it's not Outkast because I don't think that guy's rapping currently.
I thought you were going to say he was your
He's
homie.
a classy guy, though, too. You gotta think. Outkast is pretty classy.
He did that song like Polaroid Picture, right? Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Polaroid Picture.
Yeah, it's definitely not that guy. And alright, who are our other 2 options? I know it's not that guy.
Tom, you have a drinking problem. It's Big Boy and CeeLo Green.
Well, dude, I don't like rap, so this is obviously...
Donnie, you're out of your element.
These aren't musicians.
Right up your alley. This is right up your alley.
This question was
Alright.
made to fuck with you.
Can you look up who CeeLo Green is? I think it's the guy from Gnarls Barkley.
Is that going to help you? I want to look it up.
That is the guy from Gnarls Barkley. I can tell you that right now.
I'm going for him. I'm choosing him. Calling some other guy gay. That's awesome.
Okay, so we have CeeLo Green for Tom. Carrick, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay, so CeeLo Green, Outkast, and who's the other Gaylord?
Big Boy.
Oh, Big Boy's from Outkast also.
Yes, I think what Miss Kristen Snyder meant was Andre 3000.
I'm gonna go with Big Boy also.
Okay. So
Or I mean singular.
CeeLo.
I'm sorry, singular. I'm gonna go for Big Boy.
Yeah. That's a retraction right there. Okay. So we got Big Boy for Carrick, CeeLo Green for Tom. Drum roll.
Wait. Can I say a fun fact about Big Boy?
No.
He's actually working on the new Modest Mouse album, which really has me scared. All right.
You're gay for saying that.
I really thought you were gonna say he's working at a Buffalo Wild Wings near where you live. Okay. The game is tied. Tom wins that round. You each stand at 2 points apop, with 2 more to go. Who will win? Or will we have to go to sudden death and I have to pull up my Twitter account? We'll figure it out. Okay. Round 5. Honestly, Larissa Regume has gone too far with soccer. If Paraguay wins Copa America, I'm gonna strip naked. So this is a fucking soccer tweet. I have no idea.
Oh shit.
So it has to be an English fan.
Okay, your options are Jack Johnson, Jason Mraz, and John Mayer. The Battle of the Jays.
Holy moly.
Jesus.
I feel like John
All right.
Mayer's the red herring there. I mean, he's like a hippie surfer dude, and they want you to think, oh yeah, all hippies love soccer. And I don't think that's the case, dude. The hippies are way too lazy to enjoy any sport whatsoever.
Yeah, it's definitely not Jack Johnson. That guy is from Hawaii, and they don't even know what soccer is in Hawaii.
No.
Hey, dude, he's way classy, too, if you think about it. Jack Johnson gets him wet without even doing anything, so I doubt he would say something like that. He's probably not into soccer. Soccer's pretty gay.
He's a baritone.
I'm gonna say it's John Mayer.
Okay, and Carrick?
And Jason Mraz was the other one?
Yes, Jack Johnson, Jason Mraz, and John Mayer.
Holy crap. The only reason I would think it was John Mayer is because he was talking a little bit of shit. You guys notice that?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of shit talk there. Jason Mraz, I don't think was talking any shit.
Follow your gut, Carrick. Follow your gut. Don't follow your heart.
Here's why I think it's not Jason Mraz. It's because the tweet says that they would strip naked. I feel that Jack Johnson in
has a small cock and he wouldn't serve naked, I agree.
No, I think he would, but he's not into soccer, so that eliminates him. And Jason Mraz
has a huge Middle Eastern bush and probably wouldn't do it either. You're right.
Exactly.
Dude, I think...
He's like...
Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say a joke about how Jason Mraz and Jack Johnson are opposites. Jack Johnson has a huge fucking python but no balls. Jason Mraz is all balls and no shaft. That's where I would... They're fucking doppelgangers for each other. Okay, so we got Tom with John Mayer. Come on, Carrick, what you got?
Oh, man, I want to go Jason Mraz so bad, but there was shit talk to there, so I'm going to have to go John Mayer.
Drum roll, please. You both win again! It's still tied, leading into the last round with Carrick at 3 and Tom at 3 also.
Oh.
Good golly sweet Molly, I'm so hard right now.
Oh my god.
It's the middle of a makeover!
There's no giving up now.
Yes. All right. This was definitely a keeper, gentlemen. All right. Round 6. Sudden death. Death. Dear everyone, you're a fuckface, but I love you so much.
Lindsay Lohan.
And your options are Pete Wentz, Andy Samberg, and Jermaine Clement. Andy Samberg isn't even a fucking musical artist.
Yeah, he makes fun of
Oh, that's right. I forgot about his stupid shtick doing the I'm on the boat and fucking whatever that shit is.
Yeah,
okay.
And he gets labeled a musician because of it. But I do love me some Andy Samberg, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Funny fact about Andy Samberg is he did a skit on SNL making fun of Mark Wahlberg when The Happening came out.
Yes.
And Mark Wahlberg went on Letterman, and Letterman, or I think it was Kimmel brought up a clip of it, and Mark Wahlberg turns and looks at Kimmel and starts, like, rubbing his fist, and he goes, if I ever see that kid, I'm going to punch him in his fat fucking nose.
That guy is such a poor sport, dude. That skit was amazing, dude. Oh, hey, Goat, you looking pretty good. Why don't you say hello to your mother for me, okay? All right. Hey, dog, I love you.
You know what? Wahlberg gives short people a bad name. He's about 5'7". He's shorter than me. He fucking pumps a bunch of weights, dude, and he walks around with a chip on his shoulder. I don't like him.
And it's
oh, man. Whatever happened to the Funky Bunch? Like, we know what happened to Marky Mark, but what happened to the rest of his entourage?
They turned into the Crunchy Bunch, dude. They got all fucking old. Alright, I'm putting this train back on its tracks. Dear everyone, you're a fuckface, but I love you so much. Your options are Pete Wentz, Andy Samberg, and Jermaine Clement.
Jermaine wouldn't say that, because that guy, he's from New Zealand, and they don't have that word over in New Zealand.
I'm going to go Andy Samberg on this one. And I think I'm being red herringed, but I'm going to go with it anyways.
Who was the other guy? Not Jermaine and not Andy.
Pete Wentz. Pete Wentz is a part of, I think, is it Good Charlotte or something like that?
Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy, that's right. And he came out with some porno video. He's married to...
Oh, he's their bass player?
Yeah,
okay.
he's with
he has a tiny cock, too, by the way. 4 inches, dude.
And it's got mascara all over it, dude. Who would want to suck it?
I'll go opposite of Carrick, and I'll say it's Pete. Even though I actually do think it's Andy, but...
Okay, so we're locked in. Andy Samberg for Carrick, Pete Wentz for Tom.
Hell yeah.
This is the final round, gentlemen. Drum roll. And Tom Noble wins! He takes the gold! 4 points to Carrick's 3.
No! Good day,
Our
sir.
first champion of Twitter Get Off the Pot is Tom Noble. Carrick,
right.
you're good, but not good enough.
Oh, man.
You're gay for saying
I
that.
weaseled that from you, dude.
No, Pete Wentz weaseled it from me. Fucking bastard.
With his little cock, dude, it fucking weaseled right in there.
It
Snuck right in with that little dick.
It snuck in and fucked me, dude, and I didn't even feel it. It's funny, bitch.
You need to send a fucking tweet to Pete Wentz, dude. Pete, you fucked me.
Done.
All right, right, guys, you want to take a little break and then we'll come back and do our album review of the new Coldplay album?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yes,
You got something better to do, Chris?
Not at all. I was trolling one of them. That's what I do.
All right, guys, we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're starting our review of the new Coldplay album, Mylo Xyloto. So let's get started right now with Tom's review. Let's go, Tom.
I went into this album thinking I was going to hate it from the couple singles that I listened to. And then when I actually sat down and listened to the album, I enjoyed it a lot more than I'd like to admit. But I personally feel that this album was, I don't feel that they wrote it or they had very much say so in what they were going to make. I don't know, it doesn't feel fresh. It feels, I think this is what the studio wanted them to make and not what Coldplay wanted to release.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, was it just like the album collectively that made you feel that, or was there any track in particular where you just had this hunch like, this isn't Coldplay?
The whole album, like overall, like their first track on there, I like how it blends together really well, and they did a good job on that. And it's like a generic Coldplay album, and there's good stuff on it, but it's not their best work. Their last album was a lot more rockin'. The first title track, Mylo Xyloto, which is the title to the album. That's just cool. It's relaxing, and that's like right up my alley. And how it flows into Hurts Like Heaven, which is a horrible name for a song. But those mix together really well. And that song's actually pretty poppy and catchy, and that's the way I like my pop. And then you get Paradise, which is kind of cool, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to like that because that was another single that they had, but...
Tom, that isn't weird, dude. I enjoyed Paradise as well, surprisingly.
And then we get it goes into Charlie Brown, which I fucking love Charlie Brown, but I hate how Charlie Brown starts. I'm like, oh no, this is like what all the hip hop artists and R&B artists are doing now, with like that fucking chipmunk going on. And then their singer Chris actually starts singing, and the song picks up and it gets good. So Charlie Brown recovers pretty darn well, I think. And then it's Us Against the World.
I just want to reiterate here
that right there.
Mylo Xyloto does not mean anything. The band members admitted that it does not mean anything, dude. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm jumping ahead.
Okay, so Us Against the World is like a generic old Coldplay song, which I've had enough of that. It's not very good. And then they got M.M.I.X, which is another 49-second intro and just a soundscape, which is really cool. I like the soundscapes that they do. And then that goes into Every Teardrop is a Waterfall, which another gay title there for a song, but I actually found myself enjoying the song, even though I find it generic, but it's a nice generic over what else is going on out there.
Yeah.
Then we get a Major Minus, and I really like that song. I think that could be my favorite song on the album. It's
let's play a little bit
catchy.
of it.
You like that new sound, bro?
can put it in later. It's that song helped bring the album back up. And then we get U.F.O., which U.F.O., another just old school kind of Coldplay song right there. That it's all right. And then Princess of China, which had Rihanna.
Yeah,
she does part of the vocals in that song. Which when I heard that, I got so disgusted with Coldplay. I don't know why, but I can't stand Rihanna. But she actually didn't do anything bad in the song, and the song is another kind of. I thought I was gonna hate it so much that I didn't, and the song was okay.
Wait a second. Are you telling me Rihanna was on this album?
Yeah, in one song, Princess of China.
Okay. And the second part to that is, was Chris Brown also involved, or was he kicked out?
Well, Coldplay singer Chris actually beat her up after to, keep Chris Brown happy.
Yeah, just keep the Chris beating tradition alive.
Yeah.
I mean, she does get out of line.
Eric.
She gets out of line sometimes.
Yep. Then they got Up in Flames, and that song literally went up in flames. Song garbage.
Tell me what you don't like about it. Tell me everything you despise about this song.
Yeah, it's fucking whiny, and it doesn't it's not interesting. It's slow. I don't feel like normally Coldplay did this before with the song not on Viva La Vida, but their previous album X and Y. And oh man, it's Fix You is the name of that song, and
yeah,
that song is pretty cool.
Tom, if I'm to be honest, this is baby making music, man. When I think of this song, I think I'm laying down a really hot chick, lighting some candles, maybe kissing her stomach a little bit.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Is this getting head from a fat chick making music?
Dude, hey man, sometimes you gotta take one for the team. Know what I'm saying?
That's true, bro. You're so correct.
Then we get right after that song, a hopeful transmission starts, and gosh, that song it's only 33 seconds long, but it's upbeat, and it's what needed to happen. And so it got my attention again in the album. But then we get Don't Let It Break Your Heart, and that just transitions so well with a hopeful transmission, and that song's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's just a big soundscape, and that's classic Coldplay right there, good Coldplay right there. And that actually I think is my favorite song. I'm taking Major Minus down to second favorite, and Don't Let It Break Your Heart. That song on the album.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
And then we get Up With the Birds, and that's exactly how Coldplay ends their album. Ends every one of their albums with that, except for Viva La Vida, that had a great end. But
am I the only person that thinks birds are douchebags, man? I mean, they essentially came from dinosaurs, and if you look into their eyes, they're cold and dead, and they soar in from the sky and kill shit. I don't like birds.
Cool, dude. Bowling. Alright, yeah, so that song doesn't really pick up. It does a little bit, but it's just not very good.
Alright. Well, you know what? What Chris just said, Up with birds. I mean, birds are douchebags. So this song is Up with douchebags. We're done with douchebags. That's how this album ends.
Thanks for saving me from sounding like a douchebag, Carrick.
Hey,
I owe you one.
No more douchebags, Chris. Alright.
So
what'd you rate it?
You know what? Their talent. I mean, the band is incredibly talented. So I give them a 4 out of 5.
Quick question, Carrick. Are we doing the standard rating system, the 0.5 rating system, and are we using the 3 sections, or just giving an overall this week?
Yeah, well, I mean, we are using 3 sections, which I think is what Tom used to come up with his. What score did you give it?
Well, I was listing my 3 sections right now.
Oh, okay.
Before I got rudely interrupted.
Sorry, Tom.
I'm sorry. Chewbacca's an asshole. I don't know why he keeps coming in here like that.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so I gave them a 4 out of 5 for their talent, musical abilities. And then, listenability. Dude, they get a 2.5.
Okay.
Because I don't feel it's that there's a few good songs on here, but listening to the album over and over, God, that'd get old fast. And
what about originality?
Originality, dude, they get a 2.
2
I don't feel this album was original, really. You know what? I'm giving them a 1.
A 1 out of originality. Holy shit, okay.
I just don't feel this album was original at all.
I'm thunderstruck.
Yeah, I am a little bit too. I didn't think it was going to go that way. At least for you. I thought it was going to go that way for other people, but not for you.
And Tom, you realize it's a point system, right? You got 1, 1.5. You can do that half scoring.
No,
okay.
no. Fuck them, dude. Fuck them for listening to their this was not a true follow up to Viva La Vida. Like, this was straight up what their producers wanted. Their producers wanted them to make another Viva La Vida. So.
And they didn't. All right. They didn't.
Well, no. This is a follow up to that, but it's not like they didn't expand the ball.
They didn't.
I just feel it's really generic.
All right, yeah, dude, that's.
And you know, it's not bad. So overall, I'm giving this album a 2 out of 5.
All right, I want to start out by saying I get to be picky on this one because these hacks make millions of dollars off of playing their Casios and singing nursery rhymes. So I'm going to be a little bit stricter than I was on Surfer Blood. I want to start out. I want to start out by saying my compliments to the fine men and women at the Casio factory. I mean, those people that program those synth pads on the keyboards are just amazing. And I want to say that Coldplay really makes them shine. Alright, let's start with Hurts Like Heaven, because I'm just going to skip the intro song. Hurts Like Heaven, I think, is the only one of 2 good songs on the album. And that's because it does not sound like Coldplay. So that being said, I want to give it up for the rhythm section in the band. The bass and the drums just make the whole album kick a little bit more ass, as opposed to not kicking any ass at all. Let's see. I feel like the whole album's, all the musical parts of it, all the musical components like the bass, the drums, the synth pads, the strings, is really inspirational and emotional evoking. But I gotta get down to my pet peeve of the singer's lyrics. I mean, I seriously want to have a class action lawsuit on behalf of Dr. Seuss and One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, because this guy's lyrics are just nursery rhymes after nursery rhymes. And I don't feel like they're inspirational at all. And I want to make a good point here. I want to say that the reason I don't feel like they're inspirational is because if he just hummed or crooned the same notes that he's singing, I would come away with the exact same feeling. Minus the thought in my head of, what the fuck is he saying? What is he fucking saying over and over again? I would feel the same way though. So I want to give props to the music, and I want to take away from this dude that makes millions of dollars off of making Dr. Seuss rhymes. All right. That being said, let's go through the songs. After this little ditty, let's go to Paradise. Paradise is a pretty good song. It's not as good as Hurts Like Heaven, but I feel like there's so much synth and electronics that it reminds me of the movie Bicentennial Man. Do you guys remember that movie with Robin Williams?
Fucking Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Dude, that movie's sad. I cried at the end.
It is, and it's kind of ironic because the reason it reminds me of Bicentennial Man is because you remember the robot Robin Williams was warm, and he was an emotional robot and human-like, but really he was just made of like polyurethane and rubber and metal. That's kind of the same way I feel about Coldplay. They got this really emotional, evoking sound to them, this real ambience, but it's all Casios, man. All they do is play with their keyboards, and they don't have any real instruments, really. Even the drums sound electronic. So
what you're saying is it's like an electronic kind of a music, and what you're saying is that it doesn't evoke much emotion in you?
Well, what I'm saying is it does invoke a lot of emotion, but it's fake. It's like a robot that pretends to be human. That's what I'm saying.
So it's cheap. It's cheap.
It's kind of cheating, yeah. So it's a little fake for me. But it's weird because you still get the same kind of thing. Like if there was a live violin player playing all this stuff, you'd still be just as moved. But the fact that I know it's a fucking Casio keyboard kind of bothers me.
Dude, they need to get Yngwie and Sarah McLachlan to work with Coldplay. It'd be cold.
They do. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Alright, the next song is Charlie Brown. Tom, I wanted to ask you about this. I really feel like they listened to a lot of Killers before he came up with the lyrics and all the music for this song. And a little bit of Alvin and the Chipmunks for the intro.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah. It's not a bad song, but I'm left wondering why these guys are so highly paid for producing turds like this. Let's listen to a little bit of it. Alright, once again, I'm wondering, what in the hell is he saying? Does anybody care? I feel like this guy could describe the ingredients to the Filet-O-Fish off the McDonald's fucking menu, and you could still be just as easily moved, because you do not care what he's saying.
No, I guess his lyrics don't really matter. I actually haven't really, to be honest, I haven't, dissected the lyrics yet in the album.
I agree.
I listen to the instruments more so.
That's true. I mean, that's exactly my point. A good lyricist, you can't help but hear his words and kind of, you blend that in with the music and you're like, wow, this has a complete message. But this, seriously, he could just be...
How can you say that he's trying to mimic the Killers, dude? Because Brandon Flowers is a beautiful lyricist.
Hold on. Garrett,
just melodically.
You know what? What you're saying is nobody cares what he's saying, right? Sometimes you can't understand him. So essentially, if they took his voice out, it would be an instrumental and it'd be club music. Not quite club music, but it'd be electronic, it'd be just just
No.
that. So, like, what does his lyrics and him singing add to it?
Well, let me be really clear. What do his lyrics add to it is a good point of mine. Who gives a shit what he's saying? But melodically, his voice is an instrument, and that makes a big difference. Like, I like his vocal lines. It's just like he could be singing about seeing enemies, or he could be singing about a car crash.
that would be a pretty good song, both of those.
It just is my point. You don't know what he's singing. You don't really care because the music is the music is like the weightlifter that's putting up the 250 pounds on the bench press, and his lyrics are like the T-shirt that the guy's wearing when he puts up that 250 pounds. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just got to be there. So, anyways, move on.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. The better, like, if the lyrics were actually meaningful or anything. I mean,
yeah, it's almost like
just makes it better.
It's almost like it was a ploy. Like, oh my God, if we get any more meaningful with our songs, people are gonna start like jumping off of cliffs and shit, dude. We need you to make some really crappy. Here's Hop on Pop, and I just want you to read off of that.
Oh man. All right, continue.
All right. That brings us to this little interlude song, and then number 6. I'll skip down to Us Against the World. Where's that at? This is a real acoustic song, and I wrote down it sounds like. It sounds like Bob Dylan doing his best Bruce Springsteen impression. Which is, I mean, as you can just imagine, it's going to turn out horrible. And that's exactly what happens. It was just...
How could they make this 4 minutes long, and then, like, those soundscapes that they produced, those were only, like, 40 seconds? God, what were they thinking?
They got their priorities messed up is what they're thinking.
They should have been 49 seconds, and, God, their title track, Mylo Xyloto, should have been 4 minutes.
Alright, I don't even want to talk about this. It's such a blah, stupid song. I'm going to go down to the 7th track, Every Tear is a Waterfall. I'm just going to start off by saying this. It takes 3 minutes. 3 minutes into the song, the best part of the song kicks in. And there's only a minute left after that. 3 minutes in, the guitar, like, and the bass really kick in. The bass has got a cool bass line that makes it rockin'. And the drums, they actually let the drums ring out for about 15 seconds at the end. You can really get a feel for the drummer's talent. But that's 90% of the song dedicated to the Gaylord singer and the acoustic guitar.
Then their drummer's out of breath, that dude, because he's so out of practice.
Yeah. Yeah, he's used to plugging in the Casio and just hitting play on the rock beats. Alright, so I'm gonna skip to 3 minutes so you can actually hear what I'm talking about.
Notice that this is kind of like a continuation of Hurts Like Heaven.
Yeah, it is a little bit. They tried to ride the coattails.
I kind of like that, to be honest.
Yep. It Hurts Like Heaven is a good song off this album. This Major Minus, as you said earlier and you retracted, this is my favorite song off this album. Because it's all about the guitars and the bass and the drums. There's not as much synth and electronics, and you know, all that.
Yeah, it is like the most rocking thing that they got going on, huh?
Yeah, it's.
And it's the best like title for one of their songs that they've ever had.
Yeah, and the lyrics are actually like you kind of like care what he's talking about just a little bit. You're like, oh my God, one eye watching you. Oh wow, what does that mean, dude? It kind of reminds me when I was listening to it. One eye watching you. It sounds like a group of like swarthy, salty pirate neighborhood watchmen. We got one eye watching you.
Okay, I took it more like Police, dude.
Yeah, me too. But I didn't think this guy would sing about police. I was like, he must be talking about some Gaylord security.
No, I meant like the band Police, like Every Breath You Take.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like I took it more stalkery.
Yeah. Watching you undress. All right, let's move past this because that was a good solid
like
song.
That, wouldn't you, weirdo?
All right, let's move on to U.F.O. It's the third track on the album that starts with a U. I just went ahead.
This reminds me of a crappy Jack Johnson cover.
I wrote down the guitar tone is really, really beautiful. I really like the sound, the crisp playing that he did on the guitar. And then I wrote down more nothing blah 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 lyrics that don't mean a goddamn thing. And just when you start to notice that his lyrics don't mean anything and you don't care, the synth kicks in with like these strings, and it sounds beautiful. It's your
You know, if I was seeing a UFO, I don't think that this would be going through my mind. What they're portraying with this song.
Yeah, he's kind of portraying that he's in love with the UFO, like he wants to make out with it.
That's right.
So the synth saves his ass in that song. Let's move on to The Princess of China with Rihanna guest starring on here. And I'm going to start out by saying with Tom, I really thought that her umbrella, Ella, A, was going to dominate this song, and I was just going to want to commit suicide. But I seriously think this is Rihanna's best song that she's ever done, period.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, which is really strange. I thought it was...
they're like trying to do way too hip-hoppy right here.
Yeah, that's the thing. I felt like almost every drum beat on this album could have been a hip-hop beat. If they wouldn't have had him singing and half as much synth, they could have just had, T-Pain just rap over it with the auto-tune.
Well, that's what Kanye West is going to do next month.
You fucking trolling me, bro?
I wish I was.
Oh.
So let's
Dude,
move
Kanye is a fucking gay fish. I just want to get that out there. Kid, thank you.
I don't know. I'm going to admit, this is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. And it's more to the music, more to the credit of the music than anything else, but I kind of want to come on some titties when I hear this song.
Dude, when I heard this, and I knew that she did this song, when I got to this track, I was just expecting to cringe once she started singing.
Right?
And I was just like, on the edge of my seat, like, ready to just hit skip and be like, fuck this song. And when she started singing, I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. It was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
One of the few that this album surprised.
Tom and I had the same reaction on this album, so we can agree on that. I guess it's good then. Genuinely good. Oh, yes. This is my joke. I haven't made a joke yet. Shake that laffy-taffy. That laffy-taffy. The laffy-taffy. That was my joke.
I don't get this, Carrick.
That song.
Yeah, that's
too loud of
my
the
head too.
No, you guys haven't heard that song by D4L? Laffy-taffy?
No.
D4L?
Yeah, dude, all the black people that are listening to this album, or listening to this podcast, all 7 of you, seriously, you know what I'm talking about. They all know what I'm talking about here. Oh man, when I re-edit this in post, you guys are so gonna hear about this.
You know what? I'm actually completely okay with this.
Which track is this?
This is track 11, Up in Flames.
Yeah, this is where this fucking album went up in flames.
Well, it's like, why in God's name would you put an annoying, degrading bass signal beat into this like beautiful little song?
Why does that get fucking? Oh man, that makes me hate playing the bass guitar. That bass gets like compared to that. Why is that bass? Why is that bass?
Shake
That
that
is not bass,
laffy-taffy.
dude.
That laffy-taffy. Shake that laffy-taffy. That laffy-taffy. I can't believe you guys have never heard that song. Anyways.
It's a story for another day, good sir.
Oh man, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to play the shit out of that. I'm going to make a drop out of it. Alright, A Hopeful Transmission. That's all I'm going to say about that song. That song was a piece of garbage.
Yeah, it literally went up in flames.
Yeah. Like a paper bag full of poop.
Oh, dude. Classic. Fucking classic.
Hopeful Transmission's another one of those unhopeful, unholy transitions in between songs that just...
Ah, dude, it's a soundscape. That's what that shit is.
It is. Soundscapes, like, need to, like, transcend and be, like, 7 minutes long, not 30 seconds.
That was my biggest complaint with this album.
Alright, well, at least we can agree on that.
So what you guys are saying is that it was supposed to transcend, but it ended up being a transsexual, so it was lying to itself.
Yeah, I got down
They
into
they were like intros into the next songs. Every soundscape. All 3 of them.
Don't Let It Break My Heart literally took my breath away, but that's because it kicked me up the asshole. This song seriously makes me want to dedicate the rest of my year to sending handwritten letters to every Coldplay fan that say, haven't you ever heard a fucking Led Zeppelin album, you monkey?
That's funny that this was my favorite song on the album.
Can I do a shout out, you guys, real quick? Do you mind if I do a shout out?
Yeah, I do mind.
Oh, you do mind. Okay, never mind. Thank you.
But Coldplay doesn't mind.
I just want to do a shout out to Jessica. You told me that you can't stand Led Zeppelin or you don't like them, and that is a travesty, and for shame. Thank you.
It's okay. She doesn't play any instruments. That's why she doesn't like them.
Yeah, it's just...
That's not even true. She plays the skin flute.
Well, you know.
God, I can't wait to see her reaction to this episode. Wow. All right, continue, Carrick.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to Up with the Birds, and then I'm gonna play the whole.
Wait. You haven't explained why you dislike Don't Let It Break Your Heart.
Oh, because it was the most generic song on the whole album. It was. I mean,
it was generic good though.
It was like somebody hit the demo button on the Yamaha keyboard and just gonna went no, red fish, blue fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, 3 fish, blue fish. That's what he fucking did on top of it. I don't know why these guys make millions of dollars. I really don't.
It's because of Yellow, dude.
The fact that they have 4 songs that start with a U on their album just makes me want to puke.
Yeah, Up with the Birds. That's the song.
This is my favorite song on the album, dude. I cried while I masturbated to the song.
To a picture of Chris Martin?
Yeah, not in that order. I laughed, I masturbated, I cried, I wept, I sobbed. I made up with old friends. I let the past go. I masturbated.
You would.
I got wood. And I gave this album a solid 1.5.
Alright.
And that's my review of Coldplay's Mylo
Xyloto.
Xyloto. We named this album an unpronounceable piece of crap, and we don't even know what it means. That's Coldplay in a nutshell. Let's give them our money. I'm glad we illegally downloaded this.
Oh, whoa.
Hey.
I mean our Mexican
Speak for
friend.
yourself.
Our Mexican friend Escuelo illegally downloaded this and didn't give it to us. He forced it on us.
I actually bought it.
He did. He did buy it he bought a pirated copy from our Mexican friend Escuela that illegally downloaded it.
Yeah, from one of those guys with the carts where they give you the ice cream, dude, the shaved ice and the corn with the mayonnaise on it.
Yeah, he literally had it on a floppy disk, and Tom bought it from him.
I wish I bought it off of floppy disk.
Okay, I'm sorry, 11
I
floppy
bought
disks.
it actually via Amazon, but then I fucking sent it to you guys.
Tom, actually, Carrick, you're wrong. It couldn't fit on one floppy. He would literally have to get 14 floppies.
That's what I'm saying. Yep, he would.
No, that's not true, because some of the songs are only 30 seconds long.
Yeah, they would only take up
but
3
a floppy
floppies.
disk holds 3.5 megabytes, and every single song on there is at least three something.
Alright, Chris, what do you rate this album? Your highs and lows. Favorite song on it?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I only actually listened to 6 of the songs.
I don't blame
God
you.
damn it, Chris.
So, I know. I'm sorry, everyone. So here's what we're going to do. You're not going to count my score at all. It's null and void. You guys are going to take your scores and make a score based off of that, but I will still give you my thoughts. Here's what I thought. I thought that Coldplay is better than what they put on there. I really enjoyed Paradise. I thought that was an interesting song. And like Carrick said, it does invoke emotions. But like he said, it feels cheap. Like, I feel cheated. Every single time when I'm feeling emotions, it's based more off of the musical tones. It's like it's telling me how to feel, and I didn't really understand much of what he was saying, if I could even understand him at all. So if I had to rate it, and that's based off of half of an album, I'd give it an overall. Since I can't do the scoring system, I don't know exactly what each section is here because I don't have that in front of me. But if I had to rate it overall out of 5, I would give it a. I'd give it a 2.
I was still hoping Chris was going to say something high. Like, I'll give it a 4.
Dude, 5.5, dude, out of 5. 5.5.
Who wants cream? Nobody? Okay, no cream. Who wants cream? Nobody? Okay, no cream.
Alright, so, this album, gets a,
It gets a 2.
Yeah, they get a 2 to it.
Yeah, I got like 1.7, so I'm gonna round it up to a 2.
That's what I got also.
Good job, Surfer Blood. You beat the shit out of Coldplay.
I thought you had lost track of the albums we were like, hey, good job, Surfer Blood. You guys are awesome. You got a 2.
Alright, and that concludes our review with Coldplay's album, Mylo Xyloto. 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
Save your money.
Alright, coming up next is the review with Chris Martin of Coldplay. We're going to get down and dirty. Tom Noble's going to ask him the questions that are going to make him sweat. If I was in a car with about 4 or 5 other dudes and I was gonna gang bang like a hot, horny Mexican chick, I would definitely put in a Coldplay CD and I would crank that shit up because that would put her in the mood. Because Coldplay always does that shit.
Puts you in the mood?
Yeah, it gets pussies wet and dicks hard.
Our guest today is Chris Martin from Coldplay. Hello, Chris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Mr. Tom.
Chris, it's an honor to have you on the show today. You are the nicest guy ever.
Don't tell people that. I have a lot to live up to.
Let me give everyone a brief history. Chris and the rest of the guys at Coldplay handpicked Carrick and my band back in 2007 to open for them at the Hollywood Bowl, and we've been flying ever since. If it wasn't for Chris, this podcast wouldn't be going down.
Oh, now, Tom, don't be modest. Really, all the applause belongs to your band, the Montegrooves. A lot of people don't know this, but Carrick and Tom and their band played a contest for Guitar Center in 2007, and they won runner-up, kind of a battle of the bands sort of thing. Tom, do you remember the name of the band who won first place originally?
I think it was the Fista Sisters. Oh my god, those guys were brutal.
And the Fista Sisters were kind of a R&B, Salt and Pepper meets the Chemical Brothers. They had 2 Asian keyboard players, synthesizers, and 2 African American singers and dancers. The Fista Sisters were absolutely amazing to watch and to listen to. I mean, the music rivals that of the Beatles and any other monumental rock band you can think of. I have to say, I think it was their violence on stage and the racial slurs, a lot of blood and a lot of hate. And if you close your eyes, you could tune it all out, but nobody there had their eyes closed. At one point, I looked over at both of the Asian keyboardists and realized they were both playing with only one hand, which I thought was incredibly talented, and looking right in my direction, the band Coldplay's direction. And with the other hands, they were both flipping us the bird, you know, and this was going on for 5 minutes of song, just holding that left hand up with the middle finger while the other fingers, you know, on the other hand were just playing away. You know, that kind of hate. And they went from winning the concert to quickly being shunned and persecuted and basically chased out of town. I don't know if they're still together or if they were killed. The ensuing attacks, I really can't say. I never followed up.
Because we got to play with you, I've never felt like a runner-up, Chris. You're like a big brother to me, and I'm a huge fan of your work. With that being said, I'm going to pick on you, Chris. Mylo Xyloto feels like the label made this album, not Coldplay.
How dare you, Tom? How dare you, Thomas? I'd scarcely say so anybody even listens to this podcast and they're going to hear that and they're going to hear you talking about, you know, my album. I'd just slap you in the chin. If you're noticing a strange influence on the album, it's not the label, really. It's, you know, B. Brian Eno. He's done lots of fabulous work in the past, you know, with David Bowie and people like that. And he actually became more of a collaborator with us on this album more than a producer. And over 2 years of touring with, you know, Viva La Vida and being on the road, we wrote a lot of this music. It was kind of a gigantic creative process for Mylo Xyloto. His influence was permeating and it was welcomed. You know, this wasn't sort of an oppressive music producer, you know, with a magnifying glass, you know, micro-managing everything. This was a respected musician producer that helped us reach a certain potential that he could see in us. I've said it in another interview, he's kind of like Dumbledore. You know, he'll give you a feather or a brass key, and you know, he'll give it to you and say, "You'll need this later. I'm not going to tell you why, but you'll need this later." And that's kind of the way Brian was with us. He knew the potential of what we could reach with the album and what we could do. And even after he was out of the studio, I mean, his influence was felt. I mean, his work ethic was transferred onto us.
Almost every drum track in the album sounds like a hip-hop beat. Why?
I mean, we're influenced by all music, really. I mean, there's nothing that we don't kind of let into the room with us when we're creating. There's no breeze that, you know, we try to shake off musically. Any blues, rhythm and blues, rock and roll, pop, and, you know, hip-hop is definitely something that influences us.
Are you a fan of hip-hop, Chris?
Actually, I'm sure you've heard the news about the passing of Eazy-E. Or is it Heavy D? I don't remember. I don't like hip-hop. But our drummer, Will Champion, is a huge, die-hard hip-hop fan. He's been very distraught about the passing of Heavy D. In fact, yesterday we played the Ellen DeGeneres show, which was really great. She's a kind-hearted lesbian woman. And I don't mean to offend her or just, you know, put it out there as a having a piss. When I say lesbian, I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her for admitting that she's one of the first. But that's neither here nor there, is it? We played the Ellen DeGeneres show, and yesterday evening, William could barely contain himself. I mean, really, you should have seen how distraught he was. I mean, he couldn't even get the $20 bills into the strippers' G-strings. I mean, it was ridiculous. He was crying all over the money. I had to drag him out of there, and that's hard to do. I mean, when I have to drag him out of there, it's not an off night, but usually I'm dragging him out of there because it's 4:30 in the morning, and his wife's been calling, and she's calling my cell phone, and I gotta get him home. No, I don't usually drag him out because he's sobbing and telling stories about how he loved Heavy D's music.
You know, I was scared when I saw that Rihanna was on the album, but the one song that she partaked on it, Princess of China, you know, you kept her in line, and I actually enjoyed that song. That's good work there, Chris.
She's very easy to work with. When we first approached her, I mean, we had this idea, and we were just hopeful that she would do it. She's such a big influence on Coldplay. And, you know, we gave her people a call, and she telephoned me back. And she did, you know, a great vocal line. She came in, nailed it. I mean, I showed her my lyrics for that song, don't forget. I gave those to her. She did not bring her own. But I put them in front of her, and I didn't even have to tell her. She just heard the melody in her head, and after about, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours, she just had it going. She was in there by herself. Well, I had fallen asleep on the couch, but we woke up immediately in the recording booth. She hit record herself, and she ran real quick, got a cue, and started singing, and it was beautiful, and that's what you hear on the record.
All right.
There was a bit of an awkward moment. After she had finished recording and she walked out, and we all said, "Wow, that was great. That was great. You're fantastic, outstanding. I couldn't have asked for anything better." And, you know, we're all kind of high-fiving and real, you know, jubilant. And I go to give her a fist pump, you know, bump her fist with my fist. And right as I go to do it, she kind of moved her hand out of the way. I think she thought I was going to give her a handshake. And she moved her hand just from a fist to like an open palm, and my fist just passed where her fist was, and I kind of hit her in the boob, like right in the boob, her right boob, and it was really awkward.
Filthy.
Actually, we haven't spoken since then. I'm awaiting a phone call from her people.
You probably got a lawsuit on your hands after that, Chris.
I've been told I shouldn't worry about it, so I'm trying to just stay calm.
How long did Mylo Xyloto take to record?
Oh, I'd say it took about a year to record. I mean, off and on, we were just trying to cram it into these moments of peace, calms in the kind of in the eye of the storm moments. When you're on tour, it's kind of like that scene in Twister where they're both strapped into those leather belts in that barn, and the tornado comes and blows the barn apart, and they're just kind of hanging on for dear life, kind of chained, manacled down. That's kind of like what it's like being on tour, and that kind of eye in the storm when you're just kind of just floating, waiting for the storm to pick up again. That's when we would do a lot of recording. So it took about a year, I'd say, everyone's parts from start to finish, and that's not even including mixing. All the beautiful effects and all the reverb, and I mean, they don't mix my vocals. I have a special. Brian Eno comes in, and he does that himself. He's got kind of a meditative process that he uses when he does my lyrics and vocals.
So Mylo Xyloto does not feel fresh.
Doesn't feel fresh. Well, to be honest, Tom, it's not fresh. I mean, this is 2 years in the making. All these songs have been brewing in their own juices, kind of like a bone soup, if you will, kind of like a hot dog. We've kind of had these songs in a crock pot for about 2 years. And creatively, I mean, we've fashioned them from bare bones, and we put skin and muscle tissue on top of them, and made melodies, and put hair and wove on licks and guitar riffs and synthesizer leads and all sorts of drum tracks, and lots of reverb. We always do lots of reverb. I really like that ambient sound, like you're in a spaceport all by yourself, just no one there, and you're just floating in a spaceport. But you're not by yourself. You're there with 4 other guys, and you're playing very loudly music. I know they say that there's no sound in space, but we're in a spaceport. Don't forget that.
How long are you guys going to tour for?
I don't know. Right now, it's kind of that moment where you've spent so long on this piece of artwork, and you're showing it to the world, and you have to kind of wait to get their feedback. What does the world think of this? Another thing is, right before we go on tour, we all break up with our wives and girlfriends, and we empty our bank accounts and put all the money under the mattress, and just kind of sever all ties, because you never know what's going to happen.
You've been a good sport, Chris. That's enough picking on you, man. This is the most serious question anybody's ever asked you. Beatles or the Rolling Stones, and why?
Oh, fuck off, Tom.
Chris, do you feel up to taking a call?
No.
Santiago, 17, from Vallejo, California. You're on the air with Chris Martin. What's your question, man?
First off, thanks for having me on the show. Mr. Martin, if you're there and you can hear me, I want you to know that you guys make beautiful poetry in motion, and it's like the first time I heard the Rolling Stones, but it's like better, Like when I was listening to it, I felt like the butterflies listening to your voice. And I'm not gay or anything, but I just want you to know that I appreciate your music, dude.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. What is it? What's your favorite track?
Oh, that's so hard, man. Like, I was just thinking, like, Paradise is a good one, because, like, I just imagined myself with you, like, just 2 dudes, nothing gay, just hanging out on the beach, and, like, I kind of thought, like, hey, it'd be cool if we, like, scaled this, palm tree and got the coconuts, and we drank the milk from the coconuts together. Like, how cool would that be?
Yeah, because we need to drink while we're on the island, right?
Absolutely. Mr. Martin, like, I was wondering if you needed, maybe like an extra member, for the group or whatever. I can do anything, dude. I can set up microphones. I can just listen to you talk.
Well,
No, nothing gay, nothing like that. But
I can always use an extra hand.
All right, Santiago, we'll get your contact information after the show's over.
So you say you're from Vallejo, California. I mean, you're not really my demographic. Why? How do you get enjoyment out of Coldplay music?
Well, that's a simple answer, Mr. Martin. I live in kind of a harsh neighborhood, and my dad's an old school, vato type.
An OG.
And I was in Walmart the other day, and I came across it, and I was like, Mylo Xyloto, what? And I picked it up, and I looked at it, and I literally had to sneak. I had to go and pay for it by myself and hide it in my jacket, because if my dad found out I was listening to this dude, he'd beat me. So I get home, and I put on my headphones, and I kind of go inside, and like I go into my room and turn out the lights so no one knows I'm there, and I go into the closet, and like I sit in the closet listening to it, and it felt so magical that I just didn't want to come out of the closet.
Wait, have you ever come out while you were listening to it?
I'm still in there right now.
Wow, that's deep. Is it like a big walk-in closet? Like it's hard to get out of sometimes?
No, Mr. Martin. It's a pretty small closet that's got a lot of stuff crammed in there. So I don't want to come out yet.
It sounds very lonely. I know how that feels. I mean, we all get lonely sometimes, and sometimes we need an escape. But just remember, it's a big wide world out there, and you can always come out and show your inner self to everyone. So thanks for listening. I'm glad you're a big fan. I'm glad you enjoy Mylo Xyloto. And keep trucking.
Okay, Mr. Martin. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the podcast, guys. And, kisses from Vallejo. All right, bye.
XO.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for coming on today. And if anybody wants to follow Chris, all you got to do is turn on your TV because they're all over it right now. And go to Coldplay.com for the touring information. How do you say this, Chris? Am I saying it right? Go buy Mylo Xyloto because Chris needs more money.
Hell yeah, I do. Buy my album, whatever it's called.
This has been RockTalkers every Friday at 6 Pacific Standard Time. And for more awesome rockin' and talking, like us on Facebook, check us out at piglet.com. And next Friday, we'll be reviewing Lulu, the new Metallica LP.
I looked in the mirror and I tried practicing saying Mylo Xyloto. Is that some type of antidepressant? Because I'm sorry, Chris. I'm making a horrible joke. I apologize.
It's actually a pill for erectile dysfunction.